be so many goddamn crumpets. It's gonna be a crump-pocalypse.
Hey guys, welcome back to the Golden Cloud. So this week I kind of want to talk about something that's a little bit taboo in a sense. Like, it's not really like that harsh a taboo or anything like that, but it is kind of things that people don't really mention when they're in a relationship, or when they have to give up a certain amount for somebody else. Maybe not necessarily a relationship, but it could be a mother or a sibling or something. And there can be general causes for that, of course, like sickness or just a bond, whatever. But I just want to talk about kind of like I've been in a relationship for 8 years, and everyone always goes, oh no, it's easier after 8 years, oh, I still love each other and blah blah. And of course you do. Like, there's no, it's not like you don't, because otherwise you just wouldn't be in the relationship. It just wouldn't make sense. But the taboo thing I'm kind of talking about is kind of going, like, obviously you're in an 8-year relationship. It's not easy. Like, it's not this kind of like, oh, love and paradise kind of thing like everyone else thinks. Of course there are moments like that and you share things, of course, but there are times where, like, say you have to give up a certain thing you want to do, or there's just general things, like you might have to give up, like, going to a certain place, or there may be certain interests you have that your partner doesn't have, so you kind of do them to yourself. And then it depends on the kind of relationship you have as well. Like, some people, they will share in your stuff even if they're not interested, and some people don't, and neither is necessarily a good or a bad thing, because personally, myself, like me and my partner, we have a lot in common, but we also have a lot not in common. And I like that, because I like it that I have things that I can share and do with them and stuff like that, but I also like stuff that is mine and I can do it myself. Like, for argument's sake, say, like, I go to a lot of conventions, I go to video game conventions, I play a lot more video games, I read comics and stuff like that, and that's all kind of geeky stuff. And my partner plays some games, very little and stuff like that, but I like that it's kind of my own thing. It's my own area where I kind of just have my time. But then, like, we both love traveling, so we travel all over the world together, and as you've seen in previous videos, I've been to Bali, we've been everywhere. Like, if I start to name them, I'll go on for ages. But so we love traveling together, and we love going out for dinner together. Like, obviously most couples like doing that. There was an orchestra thing that we were going to go to this week, but unfortunately we can't, because we're going to Florence and we can't go to that. And we like the same food kind of stuff. Like, we both love Thai food. And then we both, like, there's just so much. We have a lot in common, basically. It's a bit rambling on, but yeah, like, some people, like, there's certain people I talk to, and they're kind of like, oh, how come you don't share that? Because, like, me and my partner or whatever, like, we share everything and blah 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 and kind of stuff like that. And it's weird, like I was saying, with a bit of kind of taboo behind it, because people who are in longer relationships, you don't necessarily hear them saying yes or no, or we do this, we do that. They don't really explain. They just kind of go, yeah, 8 years, it's been crazy, blah blah blah, and no one really knows the kind of behind the scenes about it, whatever. And it's funny, because I get, like, a lot of advice from people who are, say, a year or two kind of in a relationship, and they're kind of going, oh, well, like, he should be more involved in this, and he should be more involved in that, or you should be more involved in this, or you should do more than that. And usually I'm never actually asking for the advice. It's kind of when I'm just randomly talking about something, like, say, for argument's sake, I go, oh, I'm going to Gamescom, blah blah blah, and they're like, oh, is Sean going? I'm like, oh no, it's not really his thing, blah blah. And then they find it weird, and I'm kind of going, it sounds weird, but not that I know everything about a relationship, but I'm like, I'm in my relationship for 8 odd years now, so I'm kind of going, I know how it works, I know the person, and if I was to go ask for advice, I wouldn't ask a 2-year relationship. And it's not out of, like, you're wrong or you're right. They could be right, they could be completely right, but it's just, I've lasted 8 years. I don't know any of my friends who have been in an 8-year relationship. I know one, and I think they've been 9 years, something like that, and they're married and have a kid, and well, they're not married yet, but they have a kid. And I wouldn't even necessarily go to them for the relationship advice either, because their relationship is completely different, their lifestyle is completely different, and it's just a weird thing, because, like, people, sorry about the light again, guys, it is just the sun, it's going in and out and then changing directions, but it's just a weird thing, because like people, when you're together 8 years, they're like, oh, what's the secret, blah blah blah, and you're kind of going, the secret, in my opinion anyway, really is being able to work together but also being able to be separated. Like, I love being around with my partner and enjoying my time, but I do get, like, say 4 days of the week, I think I just stood on a stinger and it kills. But say 3 to 4 days of the week I could be with him. I like the rest of the week to myself. And a lot of people find that odd. They're like, that's really weird for a relationship, like you're supposed to spend every day together for eternity and blah blah blah. And to be honest, it's just not the truth. I don't believe in that, but I know my partner doesn't believe in that either. Like, you can spend the rest of your life together, yeah, of course you can do that, but you need your own time as well as time together, and keeping yourself is just as important as trying to make a whole relationship work together. I don't know, this is just kind of ramblings from me, but it's just kind of how I think a relationship should work. But it's kind of taboo, because you never really, like I was saying, you never really hear from a long-term relationship what the secret is or how it works and blah blah. And that's because I think a lot of people are kind of not ashamed, but they don't really want to say, you know, oh, we don't spend every day together, or I enjoy the time apart from him and blah blah, because they think that because they're 8 years in it and that someone's asking, that the answer should be, oh, we spend every minute together, or we love each other, and oh yeah, he can drive me insane, but like I love him at the end of the day. Like, that's the general answer, but it's almost like you shouldn't say, I like when he's not around as well as I like when he is around. It's almost like, oh, there's something wrong with your relationship now, because like you don't like spending the whole week together. And it's not really that. Like, if you're peas in a pod, I know if I put myself beside myself, I'd probably do my head in, and I probably wouldn't like me. Not because I'm a mean person, it's nothing like that. I can be quite opinionated. I can be very headstrong. Sometimes I can be a little bit stubborn. Generally more so with people I'm closer to, because even though I do that, they know I'm open to reason or whatever, so that's fine. But I will firmly stand my ground before I would change my opinion or think differently. So I know if I had another me, it would do my head in. I couldn't. I know I couldn't. Hands down, I will admit it. I just could not. So if I was to have what they call twin flame, soulmate, all this kind of thing, who is exactly me, I know I couldn't spend all day with me. I probably couldn't spend 4 or 5 hours with myself. I think I'd get annoyed. So if you can't, like, if I was to meet myself and I can't do that, then I'm not ever going to meet a partner who I'm going to want to be around with 24/7 at all, because I would be the perfect fit, but at the same time I'm such the perfect fit I'd hate myself. So I don't believe in this kind of, you know, like, I believe in like having love and spending life together and stuff like that, but I don't believe in this soulmate twin flame thing. And if I do, I believe it is in, it's two opposites that come together to make one, if you get what I mean. I don't believe this two separate identities that are the exact same as how it's going to work. Like, I don't think it's that. If anything, I'd be more inclined to think two separate identities who are completely different and the total opposite would actually benefit more from each other. So I know I'm kind of strolling on here, but I hope you get what I'm trying to say and go with. But it's just the thing I was thinking of the last while. And by the way, yes, if anyone else noticed, I am giving the Irish Will a shout out, because I kind of like his style of videos where he kind of just walks around the woods, and he's lucky because he, you know, is out and around the woods and the mountains and stuff like that. I'm not. I've only got a back garden, or else out in the big park in front of millions of people, and that kind of takes away from the whole homely video idea. So shout out to the Irish Will, because I loved your style of videos, and I said I'd try my own style of video. But I hope you all get what you're saying. This isn't relationship advice. Don't take any of my advice. Every relationship is different, of course, and for someone else that whole twin flame soulmate thing can work. But I just thought I'd give some advice, because most people who meet me, if it's true, especially through YouTubers and stuff, they don't realise I've actually been in a relationship for 8 years. A lot of them don't even realise I'm gay. The other day, another shout out is Jamie J. Carr. I went for a couple of drinks with him to watch the UEFA League finale, I think. I'm no good to football, but I was like, I'll go and talk to you. So I went and was talking to him, and he was like, I had no idea you were gay, and you know, and then he was asking about relationship and stuff, and he was like, 8 years, Jesus, he was like, I never would have known. And I was like, well, yeah, because I'm me. Like, like if my partner happens to come up in conversation, of course I'm going to talk about it. Or if I say, like, you know, I was here on this holiday, I would always, you know, be like with my partner and we were doing this and that and that. I never hide it or anything. It's just I like being separate but being together. I think it works a lot better. So yeah, I don't know, like, am I just overthinking this, or do you agree or do you not agree? I don't get the whole why people don't just come out and say how they feel. Like, I absolutely love my partner more than I've loved anyone else I've ever been with, and I'm with him for 8 years now. He does my absolute nutting sometimes, but I do his in other times. That's a relationship, it's how it goes. But yeah, you have to, like, I admit that at times I'm like, I just want my space. Like, I live down in Kildare, he's up in Dublin, and I go up to him once a week or whatever. But there's the odd week where I'm like, nah, I'm not going to go up, I'm going to stay down, stay at home, whatever. And he gets it because he knows what I'm like. He knows that, like, you know, every now and then I just need my own week where I kind of just do whatever I want and blah blah blah. And I don't do anything that exciting usually. So yeah, like, it's normal, and people just don't seem to want to admit it or say it, or people don't seem to last as long because I think a lot of people sacrifice themselves now just to be in a relationship. So for argument's sake, like, my partner doesn't like any conventions and stuff like that, but that's not going to stop me going. I go to whatever conventions I want to go to, whoever I want to go. Unfortunately, Gamescom this year I can't go, which is killing me because I got a ticket and a press ticket and all, but I'm going to be in Japan with my partner, and I have to give that up, which is absolutely fine. That's amazing. But if I had gone this year, I would have gone 3 years myself to Gamescom. First year I went with my friend Nicole, second year I went with my sister's boyfriend, and this year I actually would have went by myself, but unfortunately I'm in Japan or whatever. So it doesn't stop me or deter me from doing things I want to do, but I find some people, they get into a relationship and they stick together and they kind of give up on some of the stuff that they used to do. And I think slowly over time they don't realise that they've kind of actually lost themselves a little bit. Like, not completely lost as in, oh God, what do I do? Where am I? Or don't know who I am anymore. But certain likes or dislikes they may have had are now gone because they're kind of, you know, amalgamated with the partner. And then I think it all breaks down sometimes. And I think that's why, especially these days, a lot of relationships don't last to the same extent as before. So yeah, just a random thought that turned into, not a rant because I'm not giving out, but a long conversation. So let me know what you guys think, because I'd love to hear your feedback. And, like, have you guys been in long relationships? Do you feel you've given up stuff in your relationship, or do you want to gain stuff back, or, you know, all that kind of stuff? How did it go? Or, you know, do you share everything together? Are you the complete opposite of what I'm saying, that you are the complete exact same person and you both give up everything that of your own likes and it works perfectly and you've been together 50 odd years or whatever? Let me know, because I'd like to know other opinions. Like I said before, I can be a little bit stubborn and stuff in my head or whatever, but I am open to knowing other things and knowing other experiences and stuff like that. So with that in mind, I'm going to go, but please link, like and subscribe as always, and I shall see you guys again soon, hopefully. Bye bye. Thanks very much for watching, guys, and don't forget to hit that subscribe button. Check out some of my other videos here as well.